guys, good morning. So today's project is a fun one. I'm heading down to the garden center to pick up my mom, and then we're heading out to a local lavender farm to gather up a bunch of lavender to then come back and make wreaths. Thought you guys might enjoy seeing this whole process. I've actually never been to this lavender farm, although the gal who runs it is a super great customer at the garden center, and we've known her for a really long time. So it should be a really, really fun day. I want to show you what I'm taking. I really don't even know what to take exactly, but I'm thinking this will work. I've got a couple of kneeling pads and our Falcos here. I've also got, this is a leaf tarp from DeWitt. It unfolds and it has handles in the corners and everything. It's really handy, but it's kind of not huge, but biggish. And then I have my kangaroo pop-up bag, which I could just layer, you know, lavender at the bottom. And we don't need an enormous amount of lavender, just enough really to make 2 wreaths and maybe a few bundles to hang in our closets. So I'm gonna head down to the garden center first, and then we'll probably stop and get a coffee on the way. Oh, and here are the supplies for making the wreaths. All we need are these wire wreath forms and paddle wire, one for each me and my mom. All right, I'm hoping my mom is ready because I am running a tiny bit late, which is not usual for me. Hey.
Hi.
You about ready to roll?
Ready to roll. I got the clippers.
Look at this, you guys. Big old renovations going on in here right now.
It's about time.
So this used to be a hallway where that little wall partition thing looking thing is. And they're opening this up, putting a door to go out to the garden center. And instead of office spaces, this is now going to be retail.
It is, and updated wiring, which
yeah.
needed terrible. It was like since the early 1900s.
It was time.
And it was time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about the ceiling? Are you gonna be doing anything with the ceiling there?
Yes, smarty pants. Yes, we are. I'll get my clippers.
Okay. I have a kangaroo pop-up bag, and I also have a leaf tarp.
Okay.
So we don't need a terribly, like a huge amount, so we could put it all in the kangaroo pop-up.
Are we doing wreaths out there or here?
At my house.
Oh, it's your house?
Yeah.
Oh, fun. I get
Benjamin's
to see
excited. Yeah, I told him that, I said, when I get back, guess who will be with me? All right, gathered up my mom. Now we're gonna go grab coffee.
Perfect.
So check this out, you guys. Downtown in our city, they have just recently put in these bump outs. So on the corners, they flank each corner, and they're gonna be planting them up, which will look pretty, but it'll be very inconvenient for parking. I don't know how I feel about it yet.
It'll be pretty.
And thank you to the gal who bought us a gift card from Ohio.
Yep.
Yay, we're using it today. And this is what the consoles of our cars usually look like. Coffee, gardening supplies, and the random plant.
Yes, it's pretty out here. It's gorgeous. This is remote living.
Yeah. Here we are. Buds, blossoms, and bouquets.
Hi, Stacy. Here's your morning coffee.
Much needed.
Oh, how fun, you guys. First of all, check out the view. Just beautiful. You can see the hills over there. Oh, all the lavender plants here, and look at this. Oh, what a fun way to spend the morning. Look at this. Oh my goodness. Wow. So the gal who started this farm, which is called Buds, Blossoms, and Bouquets, her name is Stacy, and I believe, I read up on her website, she went to a lavender farm in Washington in 2007 or something like that, and was just so inspired. So they came home, they planted like over 800 or so lavender plants, and then they plan to add 500 more this year. So it's an operation that's just like, I mean, it's huge already, and they're planning on expanding it, and what a fun location for this. So sweet of her to let us come out here, because I don't know if she's open, like if she does a festival or anything like that yet. So I feel really fortunate to be able to come out here and check this out, but I do want to walk through her garden because it looks really fun. That is the most beautiful thing. Oh, some zinnias in here going. Oh, and you're using drip tape too. We are using it for the first time this year. So far, so good.
Good.
Yeah. What's your experience?
Yeah. This is the third year I've been using it.
Do you have to replace it every year, the drip tape?
I do it every 2 years. If you roll it up and store it, it'll last.
It'll last.
But the hard water is the killer.
Oh, look at the poppy.
This is so fun.
You know,
So fun.
raise it up because the ground's so.
Look at how beautiful.
Beautiful.
Do you have deer out here?
Yeah, they kind of keep it out of the fence.
Do they?
I think
Good.
Before we put the fence up, they were just.
Look at this, Laura.
That is gorgeous.
Isn't that beautiful?
Yes.
I started off with a bed of it there last year, and it well, you know,
Just kind of it's moved itself around.
This.
Yeah, it moved itself around.
Oh, and look at the little planter out
Oh, what
there.
is that?
Blushing lanterns.
Ooh, that's cool.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Is this like a self-seeder, or is it?
This is the first year I started from seed, and I imagine it will be a very
Wow. What a wonderful filler for a bouquet.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like a super
Really
interesting
I got it from
structure.
Florette, so.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, yeah.
She's awesome.
It takes a lot of my money.
Yeah. Yeah. Her website is so full of good info. Got some potatoes here. Oh, and there's some beautiful red poppies.
Isn't it great having just stuff to where you don't have the mud?
Yes.
Some sage.
Red, kochia, bindweed.
And it
Yeah.
helps, doesn't
Oh,
it?
it does.
Yeah.
Cosmos. Oh, is this clary sage? So beautiful. The leaves are amazing.
Yeah.
I bought the seed, but I'm so off this year because our space, we didn't get water till mid part of this month. Ooh, that's beautiful. Wow.
Every time we sell this at the nursery, people are like, is that just a thistle? Are you selling thistles? And I said,
Well, yes.
well, they are quite beautiful, and we do sell gauntlet gloves.
Yes.
You have to have brush up alongside it going.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
It's a good add-on sale there, Mom. You should display them together.
That is a great idea.
Yeah, this is what Aaron wants us to do. He's like, we need to do the landscape fabric and burn holes. We tackled our space so wrong, but it's a good learning year. This is a really neat border. The wood,
like that
that's
too.
really cool.
Oh, isn't
Whoa!
that a beautiful
Oh, I need to get a
sight?
view from this side. Look at the calendula. Oh, there is a rose in the center. Right there. Yeah. Oh, that's so pretty. All right. Boy, I need to clean my Falcos. Look at that. All right, lead the way, Stacy. And what are these?
Products that I make.
Oh,
Lavender.
sweet. Thank you.
So fun, and we're going to smell so good. All
We are.
The oil we just distilled too.
Ooh, brand new lavender oil distilled. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hey, kitty.
treat. Oh, yes.
You're just now coming out to visit?
There's always kitties in the video.
Oh, hi, Chuck.
And now he's turned into a
All right, here we go. Lavender wreath making time. Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Oh, it looks like my hydrangeas are picking up a little bit after all the rain. Boy, that one got beat down pretty
Aren't
good.
they pretty?
They are
They're
pretty.
just so heavy-headed.
Yeah. Hey, look, I started to harvest my garlic.
One head.
One head.
And it looks pretty good.
Hey, Benjamin.
Hugs. Oh, backwards hugs.
Yes.
Backward hugs.
Backs in for the hug.
Is that all I
Hey, Benjamin, show Nana your fireworks.
get?
Look, show Nana.
Where are they?
Right here.
Well, show me. Come show me your favorite one.
Big fire.
Is that your favorite one?
Big
Is that Big Fire?
That one's called Chewy.
That's amazing.
Oh, these.
Oh, those are pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Where's the frog? This is called Pyro Frog.
Frog.
Yeah.
What does a frog say?
Ribbit.
Aaron loves the fireworks.
I'm a fan.
Yeah. You're a fan of all the holidays. You get very festive, clearly. So we made it back to the house. So now we've got to set up all of our stuff, which really, it's not a lot of stuff. It's just the lavender, our wreath forms, and our paddle wire. I think we're gonna do this in the gazebo because we've got that dining table. It's a little bit bigger, but look at this, you guys. And it smells so amazing.
There you are. Yeah, there you are. All right.
Look at
Isn't that beautiful?
Yes, that's so pretty. Okay, so now we have the proper fuel, banana bread that Mom brought over last night, and some coffee to get us through the rest of this project.
That's right.
Benjamin wants to play a little croquet. Yeah. It's been a little while since I have done a wreath tutorial, so we'll kind of take you through the steps. In fact, I'll ask my mom if she'll show us the first one. But we just use this. This is 24 gauge paddle wire right here, and I prefer it in these kind of round, I don't know, I prefer getting it like this on the paddle. And then this is a 14-inch wreath form right here. So we're going to attach the paddle wire to the wreath form, and then we're just gonna make lavender bundles and lash them on one at a time to the wreath form. So anyway, we'll get started here.
So you just have this little paddle wire here. It's a light gauge.
24 gauge, I think I read on
Yeah.
there.
And you just secure it to one side of your wreath. I usually
Secure
do
it like your life depends on it.
Yeah. Yes, because this is the key to have it be
This is the only place
secure.
it'll be really secured until the very end of the wreath making process.
right. So you just twist it. I do like a little figure 8 and then twist it. And then you want to
show
make
that up close. Just like that.
Yeah. And then you want to make sure that it's really snug, but don't pull too hard because I've actually broken the wire before.
Oh, He-Man strength.
And then just wrap it around a couple times. And I'm left-handed, so everything of mine is going to be just the opposite of yours.
It was a joy learning how to knit from you as a right-handed person.
But we did it.
We did it.
We did it. Okay, so here we go. Now then you're going to get a bundle. And you know, you can make these as thick or as thin as you want.
It's kind of wild looking. Do you want a wild wreath?
Sure. You know what? You can, well,
That's like a little wild.
that looks a little hairy. Doesn't
Yeah.
it? How's that?
Well, looks pretty good.
So you just lay it down on top.
Where you attach the paddle wire.
And then go a couple times, pull snug. Because as these dry, the stems will atrophy. So do it about like that.
And do you trim any of your ends off, or do you leave yours?
Well, these are pretty long, so I might trim off a few, and I'll just trim them off about this, you know, the shape of the wreath, make them sort of rounded. You don't have to, though.
Sure.
Need to oil these things.
I got some oil.
But they've got lavender oil in them right now. Haven't cleaned them since we cut. So
I haven't cleaned mine since
the beginning of
2000.
time.
Hey, now 2018.
Okay. So there's the first one.
Okay, and then we'll show you how to put the second bundle on, and then basically the construction of the wreath is the same all the way around, and we'll speed that process up because it does take a little time. And oh yeah, that looks good.
Yeah, so
yeah.
you just like
Boom.
put it on. You just scoot it down a little bit so that the seed heads are just a little bit down from the original ones. Put it on there.
And do
on.
note that the way, however big you make your bundles, will indicate kind of the size of wreath that you
Right.
end up with.
That's
So if you make
right.
little ones, you'll end up with a smaller wreath.
Or you could make like big bundles and it'll be a giant wreath.
But
even
you
though it's
also
on
want
a
to
frame.
make sure not to put them too far into the center, otherwise you won't end up with a hole.
Yeah, that's
It'll look
right.
like a big gob of lavender.
It'll look like a bird's nest.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
not a bad thing, but
No, you could make a centerpiece like that, like
that's
a bird,
true.
and fill in
Put
the hole.
candles.
Totally.
Yeah.
That's not our goal, though.
A vase. No, that's not the goal for the day. Look at Russell. He's checking us out.
He's everywhere.
Yeah.
Okay. Then you just.
You love him.
Yes, I do. His mitts are funny. Okay. Then just pull them
About 3 times?
Yeah, about 3 times. And then just continue on.
So see, this stays attached the whole time.
Yeah, do not cut this.
Yeah, until the very end. And so you'll do your next bundle, you'll lash it, next bundle, lash it. So that's what we're gonna do.
Right.
And we'll see. Everybody's wreath turns out a little bit different.
That's right.
So,
Banana bread time.
yes. I really can't think of a better way to spend the morning. This is awesome.
This is the perfect morning.
Yeah. Okay, so here we go. Mom's wire just broke. Were you pulling too hard?
Probably because I'm making this monster wreath.
Yeah, so here we go. Here's my mom's. It's big.
What are you saying?
I love it. I love it. Here's mine so far. I love it. They both look, I mean, they both look very similar, but different in a way.
Yeah, well, on purpose, so we're going to make them different.
Yeah. So mom's making hers just a tiny bit more wild, and then she's going to have a big tail coming out of the end.
Yeah.
And then mine will just be like a straight up, all the way around circle wreath.
Do not break your wire, though. Do not pull on it like you're a muscle person.
Yeah, muscle person.
What do they call them? Muscle people. Like really strong.
Bodybuilder.
There you go.
Yeah.
Don't pull on it.
Bingo.
Like you're a bodybuilder.
Yeah.
That's not the right thing to do. Because then I can't find the tail.
And you're almost done too.
Yeah.
You got a jump on me, big time. Also, when you're doing massive bundles, it tends to go a little faster. We're having fun.
We are.
I think we might have enough. Do you think there's enough there for you to do a second one? I think it would be so pretty to get a picture of 2 of these wreaths on your French doors.
Oh, that would be pretty.
I could rustle up another wreath form somewhere. I'm sure I've got one.
And you make the other one.
Well, no, because then it won't match.
Oh, that's true.
So you're in it to win it today. You playing with your cars, baby? You are such a good little boy. Maybe you could smell Chuck on me. I pet a cat named Chuck this morning. You almost done with your beast?
I am.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever made a lavender wreath this big.
Oh, here's Benjamin right there. Oh, look at that. How cute. What a cute friend. Oh, look at that. Oh, so sweet. He wants so bad for the kitties to sit in his lap.
Oh.
So, the tail.
The tail.
Talk to me about the tail.
I'm not done with it yet.
Okay.
Making fun of the tail.
I love the tail. It's unique.
It is unique. You know what? That's what art is, though, right? You just have to like experiment till you find something that you like.
Yeah.
So, but it's not done yet.
Okay.
You just wait and see.
Okay, well, it's gonna be awesome. Benjamin's playing with bubbles a little bit. And I just wanted to show you, I'm getting toward the end of my wreath right here. You can see this is the last bundle I put on. And so the inside looks pretty good. I'll probably add a very small bundle right here just to finish off the circle. And then I'll add in one more fluffy-ish bundle, but it gets just a little bit harder because you have to be careful where you put the wire because you don't want to pinch any of your lavender that you've already got here down. So it's just a matter of being really careful and threading your wire throughout, but I'm still not going to cut this off until the whole wreath looks pretty full. Now, don't be ashamed if you have to get the hot glue gun out. And hot glue, well, I've had to do it so many times. If you have, there's a bubble. If you have any holes in your wreath, you can make little individual bundles that you wire together at the base and then you just tuck in, like let's say I wanted to tuck one in here. I could just tuck it in there and wire it to the back of the wreath form, or you could hot glue it right in there because this whole thing is gonna dry anyway and you want to like the way it looks. So anyway, here comes Erin with the hot glue gun in case we need it. So far though, I don't know that we will. I think everything's looking pretty good.
Yeah, it is actually.
We're almost done with our wreaths. A little bit more fussing to do with them. Here's mine right here. I feel like I need to add a little bit more, like right in here, but we're gonna run to Joann's and get some ribbon. I saw some really pretty ribbon there yesterday, and we think we may wanna use some.
Oh, mine needs it.
here's the ribbon.
Isn't that pretty?
Yeah, that's a really pretty one. That's like that lightish blue gold
Yeah.
one I was talking about.
Yeah.
And then I thought this ballet pink kind of one was really
This
pretty.
is really pretty.
This one's really pretty
Oh, there's a
too.
lot of really pretty ones.
Yeah, I really like this one down here. It's like, I don't know if that's satin or what is that?
Well, it's
pretty.
yeah, it is.
But they're so expensive. You only get 2 yards.
Oh, that's
25% off today. Those are a little much. And then I like these too. I think those are really pretty.
I think this would look really, really pretty with that lavender wreath.
Yeah, I agree.
That
Look at the bees, the honeybees around that wreath.
I love it.
Yeah,
This is the big splurge. Was this?
yeah, the ribbon. Spendy, but pretty.
Yeah, super pretty.
So maybe, are you putting it down there by the tail?
Yeah. maybe put
Nice.
it like that.
All right, I'm gonna go grab my wreath. I gotta do a little work on mine too.
Nice. It looks good. All the bees like it.
Ooh, sun's coming back out. Maybe
Look
we'll
at
be able to
this.
see it a little bit better.
Look
Yeah.
at how many bees.
This is a pollinator-friendly wreath. Maybe think about that before putting it on your front door.
Yeah, right.
Although once it's dry, I mean, these are super fresh blooms, so there's still, you know, some things for the honeybees to feed on. Once it's dried out, it won't be any issue whatsoever. So my wreath, I just did more classic shaped. It looks like in the camera, like it's really thick right here, but that's just a shadow. Maybe if I get closer, you can see. I did end up with quite a good hole in the center. That's always the trick.
A good
Yeah.
deal.
Yeah, and my mom is out there finishing up her wreath on the side of the greenhouse. So let's run over and see what hers looks like. It's interesting because she took hers a completely different direction, kind of on purpose, because we wanted to show you just a couple of different takes. It's always interesting, like at Andrews when we do wreath making seminars. We used to do wheat wreath making seminars and then holiday wreaths. Did we ever do a lavender wreath class? I don't think we did. I don't think we had access to that much, that amount of lavender.
That's right.
But it's interesting to see how different everybody's wreath turns out. It's always very unique and just unique to that person. I like it. Look at that. So my mom's turned out, she did hers beastier, for sure. I mean, we use the same size wreath form. So 14-inch wreath form. Doesn't it look good up against the shakes? And then she left a tail on hers. See that? With the stems, just to show a different way you can end it. And then we went to Joann's to pick up this really beautiful ribbon, because you can adorn your wreath if you want it to be like a little bit more fancy, I guess.
Yeah.
Or just add something extra texturally. You can add something like that in whatever color.
Yeah.
I mean, lavender's super easy to, you know, find colors that look good with it.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that's the difference, like kind of a plain simple wreath and a little bit smaller, and then something with a little bit more impact.
To say the least.
Yeah, I love it. You were gonna leave that here, right?
Yes, I don't know why not.
I think that you can make another one to go on that side.
Wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah.
I think you have.
Hey!
What are you doing? What are you doing? Hey, Nana has a sucker for you.
A lollybud.
A lollipop. Yeah. You want to go get it? Okay, let's go. Oh. You get it? You want to take the wrapper off?
Oh, Benjamin. Did Nana get you a lolly?
Oh, do you want help? Do you want Nana to help you? No. You're going to do it?
He very much likes to unwrap things.
Yes. Are you strong? Uh-huh.
Oh, I tried it.
There it is. It's waiting for you. There it is.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, good job.
You did it.
Green
Lollipop. Yeah.
Green lollipop.
What
Yeah.
color is that?
That's blue.
It's
Oh,
it's red.
red. Yeah, rojo.
Kind of like your cheeks right now. I think we should go through the goodie bag real quick. See what we got. Ooh, organic lavender multi-purpose cleaner.
Oh, we'll use that.
Oh yeah. Organic lavender sugar. Let me put it so where you can actually see it.
Oh, that would
Be
be
helpful.
wonderful on like a scone. Wouldn't that be good?
Yeah. Scone or some sugar cookies
Yeah,
or something.
Oh, sugar cookies, yes.
Oh, a lavender sachet.
Ah.
Oh, it smells
can
so
put that
good.
anywhere.
Yes. Lavender seasoning. That's interesting.
Oh, very
So a blend of lavender, basil, thyme, savory, marjoram, sage, rosemary, dehydrated onion, and salt. That's super interesting. And one more thing in here. Ooh, lavender essential oil. You guys, I'm not sure if she sells any of these things online yet. I'll check. But I'll put a link to her website down below just so you can check out. There's other pictures and stuff of their farm.
Oh,
so
how thoughtful.
yeah, very sweet.
And we each got a goodie bag.
We did. So that is it for today's video. Cheese. Do you want to say cheese? Cheese.
Cheese.
What a great way to spend the morning and the better part of the afternoon.
It's been the best.
It was a really fun project, and it's, I don't know, we do less of this than we used to. When I worked down at the garden center full time, it was like we would go out on trips all the time. We'd go out into the wheat fields, or we'd go out into the mountains, or wherever to one of our gardens and gather things and create stuff like this all the time. So it's good to get out and do that, and we really should do it more often.
Yes, we should. And we're both very relaxed from all the lavender.
Yeah, we are super relaxed. I could go take a nap right now.
Yes.
So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video, seeing these wreaths come together. I'm having issues saying wreath. Wreath.
Yes.
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 Anyway, thank you guys. We will see you in the next video. Bye.